Hey everyone, Shaedow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So this is the fourth war of Season 6, and as you can see, we are going up against an alliance called Mutiny. It's bound to be an interesting war. Now, guys, there's some drama. There's always drama, it seems, but there's a little bit of drama. So, in the middle of this war, one of our guys decides to sell his account right then, before the war is over, and he comes on and tells us this and says, I tried to tell the guy to stay with you guys and to help you finish and all that good stuff, but he didn't want to. And my question is not what he did, do it, sell your account if you want to, whatever. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not going to speak on it. However, the timing, you're in the middle of a war. You couldn't wait until the war was over. Like I said, always drama. But anyway, so I already scouted out my path. And as you saw, I was going to be facing a mutant right up front. So I'm like, great. I'm going to be able to get a mission done with Corvus. Now, I hate fighting Rogue, especially as you see, I constantly try to stun and attack very quickly, but Rogue naturally shrugs off debuffs, including stuns, faster. Add that to maxing out Limber, and you really just have to fight her stun immune. But because I can still stun her for a little bit of time, because I've maxed out Stupefy and all that good stuff, I constantly try. Now, it would actually be better if I couldn't stun her at all, because then mentally I would just switch right over into that stun immune style. But because I can parry her, I constantly try to do that, and you saw what happened. But I didn't get wrecked this time, but there have been times I did. All right, so next up, we've got a Mystic champion, and you see those persistent charges there. So I'm thinking Mephisto. I couldn't really think of anyone else at the time, so I went ahead and boosted up a little bit because I did not want to die this war, if I could help it. Now, those boosts, the boost that you saw me put on right now, you get those for those combat events, the final milestone. So I recommend everyone do the combat events, because that's where I get those boosts. Now, of course, if you want to spend, but see, I don't spend in the game. But if you're a spender, it's not a big deal. But if you're not a spender, that's where I get those for the most part. I think I've gotten them other places as well, but that's my main source, is the combat events. And just recently, we've had, I think, like 4 combat events in a row. I'm not mad. All right, so I go in here, of course, with Hyperion, because this is a poison node. And this is not a bad placement. And especially for me, because now my Hyperion has class disadvantage. The special one of Hyperion, of course, doesn't incinerate. Not going to help me against Mephisto. So this is not really the ideal matchup. But fortunately, I do know how to play against Mephisto. And so I'm just taking it nice and slow here. As long as I can parry, stun him, I can build up my Furies. And I'm not trying to rush the fight. I often get caught by the special one. Very annoying. He did his little regen thing. Didn't gain a whole lot of health. So now I know that I could really just go in, because I'm not going to use Hyperion for anything other than this fight. So down goes Mephisto. Not a bad fight. Not a bad placement for Mephisto. Now, I didn't show you guys me scouting out the rest of the path, but there are Science champions coming up, and I saw a Mystic. So that mutant was really the only one that I saw I could definitely get a mission for Corvus. So Corvus is not always the best option for all of these fights. So now I'm going up against a skill champion. And it's a rank 3. Can't use that tool, but again, it's a rank 3. So again, I'm boosting up. These are the last fights on my path. So I want to make sure that I boost up as heavy as I can. I don't have the big boy boost or anything like that right now. And those boosts should last me for the rest of my path. And it's Magicia. Now, I have gotten wrecked by him. What I recommend when fighting him, and this is what I do, bait out that special 1. I do not want to deal with his special 2. And that's why you saw I hit him with heavy, drained his health. So this is not a bad matchup either, but Starkey was just too much for him. Now with Magicia, if you block, I think, his special 2 at the wrong time, you're going to be in a world of hurt. He can easily one-shot you because I've gotten one shot by him before. All right, so next up is a 4-star science. And I just knew it was going to be an electro. I just knew it. I hate when folks put electros. This is what they used to do in some of the lower tiers, just to kind of bleed you. So I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going to build up my poise here because it's going to hurt. Okay, so I hit him there. Fortunately, it's only a 4-star. I took a lot of initial damage from that heavy, but whatever, got him down. All this means is that I'm going to have to use potions to heal up if I want to use Starkey again, which I do. So I'm just like, oh man, this is just ridiculous. But it's not as bad as one war where we saw what they were about. I fought on this same path 1. I fought, I think, 2 Electros and 1 Iceman, who of course was awakened. And I was like, seriously? I didn't die to any of them, but I ended up having to use items. And I guess that's a decent strategy. The more items you use, the less items you're going to have available. All right, so here, I'm like, ooh, I can get another mission. Anytime I start thinking like that, I'm trying to play a little differently. So I'm already dealing with Bane, and you see there, I messed up. Because I'm trying to get him to evade, and then when I got him to evade, I was like, okay, I want to get a heavy in, but it was a little too difficult, and I just said, you know what, I am not dying to this guy while I'm trying to get another mission. So I went ahead and just took him out with Corvus. Now, the mini-boss is a void. And I'm not running suicides, so I don't have to worry about that. Now, my Corvus is hurt, and Starkey is hurt. And I'm not going in there with Hyperion, although I could do it with Hyperion as well. I wasn't risking it. This is a, nicely stacked void here. So that's what you see me. I was sitting there, I was thinking about it, I'm like, okay, who am I going to go in here with? Corvus has 1 mission, but I decided not to, have to heal him up even more. I can heal up Starkey for, a little bit less, I'm thinking. And I felt a little bit more comfortable doing this fight with Starkey because of his auto evade, and as you may know, this has an unblockable special 2. Now I can evade Void's special 2 pretty well, especially if I'm up close when he fires it off. When I'm at a distance, it's a little bit trickier. But I went ahead and popped that invulnerability boost again, not wanting to lose. And so far, so good. So I'm just building up those poise charges. And you have to be a little careful here. This is why I didn't try to go all in, because even though you don't have a Bane timer, Void, he puts a debuff on you after a little while. And you have to hit a combo, a certain combo count, You know, the first one I think is 9, and then 19, and then 29. You have to hit those to remove that debuff. So you can't just sit there building up your poise. You need to just fight, you know, build up a little bit of poise, and then just fight and be aware of that cooldown. So as you can see, I'm taking this fight pretty slowly here. Now here, I went to 30 and the timer wasn't quite down, but I knew that I was going to be able to take him out before I had to worry about it. So that's it for my path. I didn't get the boss kill. At the time of this recording, the boss is already down. So we'll find out in a minute how we did. And as you can see, we were able to win this war. Kudos to you guys in Mutiny. A well-fought war. Now, I've been hinting at a big change that was going to take place. Well, that change is not going to take place, but what was going to happen is a large number of us in Omni 2 were going to move over to Omni Main, including me. Well, that's not going to happen now. It doesn't sound like it. Along with that change, I was going to be trying out new paths for, you know, the rest of this season. But since that's not going to happen, we're going to stay in Omni 2 for right now. I did switch to a different BG, and I'm still doing Path 1 for right now. So that's going to do it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Smash that like, leave a comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this video. And you guys have a blessed day.